Hello, it's me again. It's 1:30 p.m. Friday, October 10, 2025. And I'm out here in the usual place, in the same area anyway. I'm maybe halfway between the old homestead and campsite number 3. This is a larger area. It's different. The homestead was real close to the roadway, and everybody that could come driving down the road would drive right by me. And then at the other extreme, campsite number 3, very few people could drive by that area. But it's up there a little bit farther, and the road's a little bit too rough for this van, so I split the difference. And this is a lot farther away from the main roadway. There is a ATV path that goes kind of close, but this time of year there's nobody here. There had been one person here, a camper. A fifth wheel RV, but he's gone. The weather was difficult there for a while. It's not too good right now. I like it. It's 80 degrees. Really humid though. There was a hurricane came up the Pacific coast. I think it dissipated into a tropical depression now, or a storm or something. And we're only getting high humidity, high clouds, it's overcast, no sun. That's different. They had forecast a lot of rain, even for this area, but we haven't gotten any rain. Just a few sprinkles, very light sprinkles. And then the cool weather. And I've been waiting for the cool weather to come. The gnats are starting to find me. They're starting to buzz me. I might get my mosquito net out. I don't really need it. Not yet, anyway. This is a pretty nice little area right here. The trouble with it is that it's a very large area, and lots of big rigs can pull into this area. So if you've got 5 or more big rigs, they'll pull into this area and take over. But not right now. Not right now. It's just me right now. So, relaxing. Of course, we still have the government shutdown going on. There's all kinds of different points of view and predictions and all. I have no clue. It's right here. I suppose here the only way it affects this place it would be very minimal anyway. This is part of the Yuma area, Yuma's Forest Service area. The Yuma BLM office sends their rangers out here, and they do it very rarely. Once or twice I can count that I have seen ranger trucks out here, because it's a long way for them to drive. This is one of the farthest reaches for them, so they don't come here often anyway. And I'm not sure if they're affected by the government shutdown anyway. I think so. I don't think the rangers, I don't know. Maybe they're getting paid and maybe they're not. Maybe they're, I don't know what's the deal. But this has the 2-week limit anyway out here. And it's the honor system. You don't pay. The one time a ranger did stop by, he just asked me how long I was going to be here, how long I was here, and he was going to write me a pass for the remainder of the time, but I told him I was just leaving anyway. So I left the next day, and there's just nobody here. I think it might be a little bit too early for a quartzite anyway. But then again, like I said, I don't know. I'm still just putzing around with the interior of the van, trying to figure out the last few items. The whole idea is changing. In my mind, I had the idea of building a travel camper where I would travel in it and live, full time for weeks at a time, but the whole travel thing fell through because of extenuating circumstances. Things like the weather and the heat and the preparations and the government shutdown and the National Guard situation and border situations and all that stuff added up to catch me off guard, and I wasn't able to get out like I had planned. So now this van is more or less just my emergency bug out vehicle. It is totally set up to where I can get in it at any time and head for wherever I want to. It's fully contained, and I can do anything I want to it in the meantime. And it's in good shape. I can go as far as I want. See now, like there's an ATV roaring by on the road out there, but he's way over there. He doesn't probably even see me out here. And I like that part of it, being here. And the van, speaking of the van, that's good to have. If things calm down and I feel like doing some casual traveling in it, I can. And if not, if anything happens, I can just jump in it and go away at any time. The plan is still kind of the same, except now I'm going to take my time. I can, because I have the other van, drive it to quartzite. Mainly the function of the other van. Yeah, the humidity and the rains, the monsoons earlier, everything is green still. Lots of little flowers growing in the desert out here. Right now it's a little bit windy. The breeze is blowing away the bugs. It's kind of nice. Not much else for me to do. Trying to save. I might shut it off for now because I'm not saying anything new. Let me just swing around, show you the view from this perspective. Yeah, I've only been filming for 13 minutes. Here's the big flat area where this campsite, there's a path right there for ATVs. It's about 100 feet away, if you can see it, and way off in the distance, if you can see the telephone poles, that's the actual road going by here now. And keep going towards the flat tops. Over in that direction is the old homestead where I stayed for a while, and then back behind me is campsite number 3. Yep. Then continuing to swing around. Back in there is the wash, and it splits up, and there's a bigger area that it covers, and There's a little bit more room back there to walk and wander. The BLM land continues back that way towards the east. Northeast, where campsite number 3 is, it's backed up behind it by a farmer. Farmer John, I call him. His property is behind it. So you can't go off towards the east. You'd be on his property. But here, that's all BLM land. And wide open. It's rough terrain, so ATVs are not going back there. This would be kind of a perfect spot if you could come out here. The idea I had early on was to bring the old van out here and bring my equipment in that old van and just park it here somewhere. Not to take up a spot, but just park it up there, lock it up, and hike back into this area back here and pitch a tent. You could pitch a tent maybe 100 yards in that direction, and nobody would see it. Nobody would find you. I don't believe anybody goes back there. People come here and with big rigs, and they don't hike and wander. They will get in their ATVs and rip around in that, but for the most part, I think you could go back up into that for a distance and not be bothered by people. And of course, there's a store, country store. I don't know if it's a mile and a half, 2 miles, somewhere up in that direction. You could do that. I might consider doing that this winter, rather than going any place exotic or far away. Excuse me. I just stay in this area. And the whole object, flowers. You see all the flowers, little yellow flowers in the weeds. Some kind of grassy weeds growing up here. Mainly the same type. Okay, of course the chaparral, creosote bushes. There's the taller bushes are the mesquite trees, mesquite bushes. I don't see any right here, but there's some Palo Verde in the area around the wash. And now I don't know what happened here. I'm gonna walk over here and show you what else I found. Somebody has cut down a Palo Verde tree. That's what this stuff is. Now, I don't know where this came from, but it was alive when it was cut down. And it was not a very small Palo Verde. Oops. But then again, there's the trunk of it, and it looks like it had broken. And somebody then just chopped it up. Yeah, that's what happened. Somebody just decided to make use of it, I guess. But I just saw this. What the heck? Somebody had to work hard to get that out here. Heck. Those are not even flat. That one's not even flat. That's Good good tires and everything on that. That's so weird. Yeah. Anyhow. So, a few more special types of bushes. I don't know what those little small bushes are. They're common in this type of weather, this season. It was after the rains. They come up underneath. You can smell a lot of different vegetation, different weeds now are pollinating or giving off their. Back in there is pretty thick with shrubs and bushes. It gets pretty thick back in there. That's interesting. I'll take a hike back in there again. See what kind of cover. I think this is the area where I've seen deer crossing. Deer will come out of that area back there from the BLM land. The farmer up there, I think, has a fence to the north, and they stay south of it, and then they find that they have to cross this area. And I wasn't able to catch him on camera doing it, but I've seen them. I've driven by and seen, oh, those are deer crossing the road in front of me. So, yeah, so anyway, that's about it for now. Hi, I'm back. Took a nice little walk. Built myself a tiny little fire. It's spitting rain, but it's barely even hitting the ground. It's not getting anything wet yet. And just gonna sit here, and haven't made a fire out here in many moons. Probably the last one I made was when my brother and niece and nephew, grand niece and grand nephew visited. We had a fire. Since then, it's been too dry. Now it's doable. Nothing out here to burn. It's safe. Grass is all green. Trees are all green. Yeah, this is nice. Nobody out here but me. I gotta love this. Let's see, tomorrow's Saturday. I could go to the store and buy some odds and ends. Come out here and have a picnic. I just didn't bring anything specific to do that. I just got all my camping equipment. I suppose I could with what I got. I've got food. Plenty of food. Plenty of water. I could just stay here, but I don't think I will. It's just not the same if you don't have hot dogs and a hamburger and a grill to grill stuff on. And see, that's not what I get set up for. I don't get set up for coming out and having a picnic. Well, I should be, but you know, it's that would mean bringing my refrigerator. I didn't bring my refrigerator or my freezer, and I would have to do that. That's no big deal. I can do that. Just pick it up, put it in there, plug it in, fill it full of picnic meat. You know, bread and cold cuts and hamburger and hot dogs and buns and mustard and ketchup and cheese and marshmallows and graham crackers and all the stuff that's not good for you to eat. Then come out here and sit around and do this. This would not be bad. Another thing that's pretty good But the van, it's just a Dodge indescript minivan. Nothing to really identify it from anything else, any other minivan. The only thing I have is a solar panel on top. A lot of people wouldn't even notice that. So I could depend on having a little bit of anonymity doing that, just sitting right here. And some people, the thing I really regret is not having a permanent place like some property out here, even out here. You wouldn't have to have much, just a place to go, to get away and set it up the way you want to. Now, I'm not talking about building a homestead, putting in a septic tank or anything like that. I'm just talking about going out there for a week or two at a time and fencing it in and camping out for whenever and forever, how long you want to. And in doing so, you could learn how to get along in a place like this. Of course, that probably would not pay to dig a well or drill a well, so you'd have to have either a cistern or large storage tanks, rainwater catchment, and if you had a wash running through, I don't care what anybody says, you could pump water out of it. If there was water flowing, nobody could stop you. Just pump water into a catchment and have that water, and have it stored in whatever you could arrange to have. You could dig a hole and line it with pond liner or clay, or just buy big old plastic storage bins underneath, bury them to have water, and then build a windbreak structure with rocks. In this particular area, there's volcanic rocks everywhere. You got no shortage of building supplies if you use rocks. Just pile up rocks and if you wanted to, cement them together. Find yourself a high spot where there would be no water, and pile them in a square, pile them up, call it a shelter, you know. Yeah, and that camera, it is not water resistant at all. This rain, I should do something about that. I think I will. That's all for now. I'm gonna put the camera away so it doesn't get messed up by the rain. That's all for now. Yeah, and there's a little bit of the sun breaking through. You don't see this kind of weather here in the desert very often. Very light rain all around. Very heavy, dark skies, low skies, no thunder clouds, no cumulus thunder boomers, just a low sky and lots of humidity. So that quite unusual. So I just wanted to eyeball that. The desert in the fall, in the monsoons. I assume they're getting monsoons up in the mountains, but not right here, right now. That's all. Hi, folks. I'm out here at the in-between spot. Figured I'd take a hike into the area that I pointed out to yesterday. It's Saturday afternoon, 1 p.m., October 11, 2025. So, got to get some more stuff, and then I'll be ready to go. Yeah, so anyway, I was looking for a selfie stick, but I can't find it, so I came out anyway. There's the van over there in the distance, and I'm across the wash from it, directly east. I'm going to walk out in this general direction. This is that open BLM land I was referring to. There's nobody and nothing out here. Hey, I'm going to go check out. There's a rock formation. Somebody has been out here. Anyway, I'll check back with you. Anyway, somebody has been out here and made this little spiral rock formation. Pretty cool. Probably kids. I don't know. I wouldn't do it. It would take a lot of work. Somebody was either out here a long time or came back often. Or different people. You know, if different people contributed to this, it's pretty cool. Just a spiral. Nice meditative rock formation. And a cairn right in the center of it. There's some interesting rocks over there. Granitic, no, that's vegetation I'm looking at. Anyhow, up in that direction, that white building is Farmer John's. I'm not far away from it. Interesting, lots of greenery out here. The desert is green. I'm loving it. Well, I came walking, continued walking out, and came on this little bit of a rise in the terrain. Good vantage point all the way around. There's an ATV trail cutting through it. It makes sense it would be the highest, driest point, and there's a path then for ATVs to cut through back up into the Kofa. And for perspective, there's the mountains to the east of where I'm camping all the time. And looking north then is Brenda, the little city of Brenda, little town out here, Brenda. And you can see the Plumosa Mountains quite well from this vantage point. There's looking west. Nice view from here. You can see the overpass where the road that goes by where I camp goes up into Kofa. That's the bridge. It was built, I guess, specifically for a mine that was there long before, at least I think it was, before I-10. So it goes over I-10. I think when they put I-10, they also had to put that bridge in there to give access to Kofa and the mine. There's some Spinosaurus Mountain that I finally figured out. There was a dinosaur named Spinosaurus because it had these big things on its back, reminiscent of two. Anyhow, it's windy up here. And it rained last night. It rained pretty good. So everything is green again, but the humidity, as you can see by the clouds, That storm is still wreaking havoc in the mountains. Oh, I can see my van from here. I don't know if you can. Yeah, there it is. Way off in the distance. I think I'll be heading back there. It's hot out here, windy. The sun is out again. It comes and goes, and when it comes and goes, it's it comes and goes. That's all for now. Holy smokes, it got hot. Nice walk. Whew. I guess you can see me. You can see me good enough. Can you see me? I can see you. Anyhow, I had to move the van around, get some shade. I have been toying with attaching a sunshade to this thing. I got a sun cloth. I forgot to bring it. I always forget stuff. I've been thinking about how to attach it. Be easy enough to do. Normally out here you don't worry about rain. You worry about the wind and the sun. And sun cloths, sunshades, they let the wind kind of blow through it. So they're better for wind conditions, and they're the best for sun conditions. Putting up a tarp doesn't work out here. The plastic disintegrates, and you can't get a good quality one, and they're too heavy if they're good quality. But sunshades, that's the way to go. Is few times as it rains normally, they're good enough. You don't need an awning for rain. You need shade, and I need shade. So, note to self: sunshade. Catching my breath. I'm so out of shape.